Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side, and I am here with Pali Football. So here we haven't gone live in several weeks, so we're kind of getting ramped up and getting everything started. So just hang tight, and right after the intro, we're going to talk about Pali Football, and we have a special guest as well. So hang tight, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a piece! 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 Stop playing with a piece!
Some call it the gridiron.
Nice route, way to skim it.
Others, 100 yards of pain.
Ah, too much.
We just like to call it football.
Football.
With Facebook James.
Football, baby.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is this is Mr. Riley. We're gonna have to change that Facebook James. Just thinking about some creating content, and really can't be Facebook James because I don't own the rights to Facebook, but I am Mr. Riley, so I do own those rights. So we might have to make that change this year. But in any event, welcome to the show. Another episode, another season of high school football at Palisades Charter High School. I am your host, Mr. Riley. And, reason why I do this, man, if you know me and you know my story, one of the ways that I give back to the Pali community is by creating this kind of content for the Pali football community. Proud dad of 3 Pali football, all-stars. I mean, definitely all of them have earned all city accolades, and 2 have gone on to, play D1 football. And I have a third one who's, we trying to make that happen for him. We trying to make it happen for him. So just keep sending your prayers up for son number 3. But yeah, that's one reason why I do this. And it's a blessing. I love this, and it's fun. And, I don't know what I would do on Friday nights, if I was just totally disconnected from Pali football. So we're going to continue, and we'll probably have about 5 to 7 episodes of this spring, and then we'll get ramped up for the winter time, when fall, when the football season. And so it's a wonderful thing. And so that's kind of my why we're doing this. But enough about me. Let's go ahead and get into some updates. First of all, if you're watching, do me a favor. Just do me a favor, and you should be able to drop some comments in the comment section. And so I know I have a couple of friends who are watching. And so one of my hopefully he's still here. My good friend, Coach Sean Jackson. What's going on, sir? Hopefully everything is well with you and yours. And if you're still watching, tell me where you're coaching. I think you're at Verdugo. And so we went to elementary school together some time ago. And so just a wonderful, wonderful, cool dude. And, he's a special kind of guy as relates to football as well. So thank you, Sean, for watching. And then I'm just testing. We are actually live in several different locations. We're live on my personal Facebook page. We're live on the Pali Football page. And we're also live on the YouTube This Week in Pali Football YouTube page. And so, just kind of threw that in there just to see if it was working. And it is working. So it's always glad to have all of my bases covered. And Coach Sean, who is still here, he says, yes, he's at Verdugo Hills. And so, again, man, appreciate you watching. And, hopefully your team is gonna do well this year. So let's go ahead and hop into the business at hand. Like I said, I do have a special guest. And so we'll talk about him in a few moments. But I want to just give a couple of updates really, really quick as relates to the football program. And so this time now, we're really getting ready to, put our dates out there in terms of our schedule and what's going to be happening the next several months as we prepare for the fall season. And so, as you can see right here, there are several dates that the Pali football program has already set up aside so that spring football can happen similarly to how they do it on the collegiate level. Not as many practices, but still just trying to get those reps in. Now, we do have a new coach. Coach Hajduk is no longer here, and we have a brand new coach. His name is Coach Dylan Smith, and so I believe he's going to be a guest next week. And so we look forward to having that conversation. But in the meantime, we just want to go ahead and give you some dates. If you're a family member of a Pali football player, a guardian, here is some very, very important information that we need you to know. And so as you can see, there's some dates here, all in May. Looks like May 9th, 11th, 15th, 17th, 19th, 23rd, and the 25th. All of those are dates for spring football practice, and it's going to take place between 5 to 7 p.m. in the Stadium by the Sea, okay? And then on May 19th, that's going to be a special day. That's going to be a special Friday Night Lights practice and family fiesta event. It's a wonderful event organized by the Pali QB Club. Again, the Pali QB Club is the fundraising arm of our football team. And so that's where a lot of our communications and fundraising is going to take place. And so that's going to be a wonderful, wonderful night. And maybe I'll plan to kind of get there and hang out and, create some content, record some of the guys doing what they would normally do. So then after we have those spring football dates, we also have our summer football workouts. Now, there's two kinds of summer football workouts. Now, there's a mandatory workout, but these workouts right here are not necessarily mandatory, but you definitely, if you're a player, you definitely want to get in the reps again because that's going to help you down the line, especially in the season. And so summer workouts for new and returning players will begin on Monday, June 26th and run daily Monday through Friday from 4 to 6:30 p.m. in the Stadium by the Sea. Okay. And then there's a note, no practice on July 4th. And usually what happens on that particular day, our players are going to volunteer and hold banners during the Palisades 4th of July parade. And so no practice on that particular day. But still, these workouts right here, they're not mandatory. But these particular dates are. So official mandatory practice begins July 24th and will run daily Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. Be aware that players' ability to play in the first couple of regular season games will be jeopardized if they miss practice. So you definitely want to, make sure if you're a parent, a guardian, or if you're a player watching, you want to make sure you get to those practices so that you can understand the kind of system that the coaches are putting in. And then there's some additional mandatory dates as well. There's a parent meeting on July 24th, additional practice and pitcher day on July 29th. And then there's going to be a blue-white scrimmage and season kickoff barbecue, family barbecue on August 5th. And so, again, man, these dates are going to come really, really quick. So we're trying to make sure that all the parents and players know about what's going down, what's coming down the line, and making sure that everyone is available to participate in these offerings. And then the last thing we have is our 7-on-7 tournaments. And so let me just kind of move my camera out the way just a little bit here. So these 7-on-7 tournaments are very, very vital. They help the kids build their confidence, their understanding how, really how to compete, not in an official football manner, but there are times that the players have. A 7-on-7 is just simply the QB, all the what you call the skill players, skill position players. So on the offensive side, you have the QB, you have the receivers, you have maybe a running back. And then also on the defense, you'll have the linebackers and DBs. You're not necessarily going to have the offensive and defensive linemen, but these are the days for the 7-on-7 tournaments, and we've done this many times before. And so there they are. Make sure you mark those dates on your calendar. Saturday, July 8th, Wednesday, July 12th, and Wednesday, July 19th. And more information will be forthcoming. We don't see the exact location except for the Culver City, and that's a big tournament. We went pretty far last year, and so this is again a time where the guys begin to learn each other, and you're putting in practice what you're putting into play what you've already practiced during the spring and those summer dates. And so it's a wonderful, wonderful time to build camaraderie as well. And then the last thing, and I should have probably included that in the updates as well. You see the uniform that Jesse has on. I know that coach is going to be really, really adamant about making sure that they show up in practice in the appropriate practice gear. And so I know that's something that we really wanted to, have in the past. And so you see the tank top here and the pants. Those are going to be the official practice uniforms for the 7-on-7 and for practice. And so when they go online, you just make sure, again, if you're a parent, buy a couple of pair of shorts, buy a couple of pair of t-shirts, because trust me, these guys, they lose their gear. And so, matter of fact, I might even have a t-shirt from the last 7-on-7 that we played at El Camino last summer. But yeah, please make sure when the link is sent out, make sure you purchase as many outfits or uniforms that you need to cover your player for the season. All right. So those are some of the updates, and I know that was kind of boring, but we needed to get that information out. And then what we'll do, we'll post it on our social media as well, Facebook, Instagram, and maybe even Twitter as well, just so that folks can know what's going down. All righty. So let's see. Let's go ahead. I think we got the green light. We got all the particulars out the way. And now I think we're ready for our special guest. So this particular father, he's actually a father. And I believe this is his third year part of the football program. Mark, you can just give me a nod. I can still see you. I believe this is his third year being a part of the football program. So, he's his professional job is he's a doctor. And so we'll talk about, what kind of doctor he is. And he has had two wonderful sons participate on the football team. One was a senior last year, and he has a senior this year. And you know what? I'm still reeling from the hit that his youngest son gave on one of the Hamilton players last year, and we'll talk about that as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on my friend, Mr. Mark, if I can say it, Mark Spoonermore. What's going on, sir?
Hello there, James.
How's everything?
Excellent. Glad to be here.
Absolutely, man. Glad to have you, man. So, when I reached out to you, I said I kind of wanted to talk about fatherhood, football, and fundraising. We'll get to the fundraising part at the very end, because I think you're helping to kind of spearhead and lead our fundraising, the football fundraising, at least the spring campaign. So we'll kind of talk about that at the end. But before we get into all the fundraising and your occupation, man, go ahead and tell the people who you are, a little bit about you, and we'll just start right there.
Well, as you said, I've got two sons in the football program. One recently just finished his senior season, had a phenomenal season, co-captain with your son, and made it to the city championship. So just phenomenal experience with that. And then my younger son is a junior, going to be a senior coming up for his senior season, going to start this into summer. But it's just such a great program, great fun to be part of it. And as you probably have noticed and did yourself, is that once you start getting involved, it's just kind of grows on you. You just have so much fun with the other parents and being involved that you want to help out in any way you can. So it's kind of evolved where I joined the Pali Football QB Club, the fundraising component, and have also um, uh, recently become part of the medical staff as well.
Absolutely. So I can tell that you're in the medical profession. Simply, you had your lab coat, you had your doctor's, the big white coat hanging up in the door. I guess you took it out. So tell us what kind of doctor are you?
Well, I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I practice all aspects of orthopedics, but focus mainly on spine surgery. So, fortunately, most of the time I don't have to perform surgery on the ball players. It's not a common injury, but I still take care of a lot of various on-field injuries and even in the office setting. I'm full-time faculty member here at USC, University of Southern California. So we're very involved in all the athletics here at USC, not just the football program. So yeah, it's encompasses all of the bones and joints and most common football injuries that you see.
Got you. So let me ask you, since you're there working with the players at USC, have you come in close contact with any of the players, either past or current, who are on the football team at SC?
Yes, I mean, fortunately, like I said, usually there's not surgical problems of the spine. You know, so that's the good news. So a lot of it's been limited to evaluations and conservative care, and the vast majority of time they get back to full play and go on to have excellent high school or excellent college careers, and many of which you see are now playing or have played in the NFL. So we have a great football program here at USC.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I was kind of disappointed. I know they had their spring game this past Saturday. I really wanted to attend. I still don't know what happened and who did what. We had some family things going on over here, and I was really, I didn't think there was a chance, but I was just on the off chance that I had, just a little time. I really wanted to check out. And in fact, son number two, he had sent me. I guess the tickets were available online, right? And so he was like, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna send you some passes to the game." I'm like, okay, well, the family's kind of busy. He's like, well, just in case if you have an hour and a half to go check it out. But I'm sure they did what they needed to do to practice and hopefully they can do a little bit better than they did last year. So I'm kind of a Trojan, and in heart in my heart, uh, having lived near USC and just kind of working in the shadow of SC. So that's I'm always rooting for the Trojans, and I know we have a lot of folks, especially at Pally, who kind of like UCLA, but I'm a Trojan too, so I'm a do the fight on, right?
Fight on.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about just fatherhood and just you being a Pally football dad, man. How does it feel? Like you said a few moments ago, you have two sons who played football. How First of all, let's just kind of talk about how did they begin to play football, man? I mean, was it something that you kind of encouraged them to do, or is it something that they just kind of wanted to do on their own?
Well, that's a great question. I'm sure every parent has their approach or story of how their kids got involved in the program. Um, Mine actually never played uh, tackle football before high school, and mostly just played a few rec league flag football seasons sporadically over the years. Um, but I played high school football. I love the sport in general. I think that it's just a great team sport, and I've always been a big fan of it. So you know, I never went against it or tried to discourage it. But just in both Los Angeles and a lot of communities, it is a pretty onerous endeavor to have your kids play Pop Warner or the tackle football leagues when they're younger. So my kids mostly played other sports, but I know they always loved football as well. And it really was Nathan, the older one, who the summer before you start high school came to me and said, "Hey, Dad, I want to go out for high school football," which you have to start early. It's not something you sign up, when school starts.
Yeah.
So I said, "Yeah, that's great. That'll get you in shape, keep you in shape for basketball and baseball and the other sports." And so he went out and started playing. You know, signed up and played the summer. Went to the summer practices and already was doing phenomenal. Playing JV when he started as a freshman. Um, and then I knew he loved it because most of the games he was playing on offense and defense that first year,
Sure.
and so he just had such a great fun time with it, and then as a freshman got moved up to varsity, um, and got to play with your Cy, your middle son, in the playoffs, which was just a huge honor and privilege for him to be part of that great varsity team
Yeah.
that went to the playoffs. And then at the end of the season, we're talking about getting ready for basketball and other sports, and he says, I'm just going to play football. This is it, and then and never looked back.
Yeah.
That's what his love was and what he wanted to do.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens. Even several guys last year, they were like, I'm, came to school and, enrolled in Pali and was like, okay, I'm playing soccer and baseball and, in or football and, basketball and soccer. And it's like, okay, well, after playing football a season, they just like, hey, they just focus in and be like, you know what? I'm just going to play football, right? And so that's usually what happens. But it's always good for kids to get a chance to kind of experiment and see which sport they're good at, and which ones they really want to focus on. So, that's cool. For you boys, and then you got Matthew coming through, who's this year he's a senior, and just kind of talk about just his his willingness to because I think he's going to be a leader this year. He'll probably be named a captain, but just kind of talk about his ability to play football and just that leadership role that he's going to have this year on the football team.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about Matthew too, because he has always been the younger brother, smaller than his big brother, and as well as anything that when you've got multiple sons, especially the younger one, they always want to do what the older ones want to do,
Absolutely,
and
know it all too well.
in their mind, they're not that they don't sit there and think about how they're not good enough or big enough. They just know they've got what they don't maybe have in size, they've got in heart. And so, that's what Matthew has done, and I give him great credit because he really had to work hard. He's a lot smaller than his big brother, and it didn't come easy to him, but he put the work in. He put the work in the weight room, eating, nutritious diet to gain some weight and muscle mass, which that's what you have to do, and then worked out and trained hard and went to all the extra practices, and it was a tough go, as as even Xavier. I mean, a lot of what they did was during COVID time, so a lot of that strength and conditioning came from what they did on their own, because a lot of the schools were shut down. There wasn't a lot of sports for a while. So a lot of that you saw on the field last year was really the hard work they put in on their own when school was shut down. So, and
Yeah.
then Matthew has really worked hard to do that. And I think that, he gets to see how it pays off, because as a junior, he's been involved in the playoffs and seen what happens. And finally, he's hopefully, going to be in that position to step up and be a team leader.
No, I think he has the leadership abilities. I just from observation, just seeing him, working out with the guys last year, and just his play on the field. Definitely, he's going to be a leader, and so it's going to be a wonderful thing to watch him, and it's just his maturation on the field and how he handles adversity and things of that nature. So, but I have to tell you, there was one hit that Matthew Spoonermore dished out in the game against Hamilton. And it was so spectacular. In fact, I think the very last time that I went live here on This Week in Pali Football, I had Craig Weston, and we were talking about, some of his favorite hits and, some of the images that he's captured over the years. And so I just saved that same image because I knew I was going to use it again. And so this is the image right here. Let me put myself in the box real quick. This is the image right here where Matthew Spoonermore just laid this guy out. You got Cash, number 55, right there behind him. But he hit him so hard that his helmet flew off. I mean, what do you remember about this particular play?
Well, I did. I heard that hit across the field. I thought for sure we were going to be running out on the field to help him out. But, in all fairness, as hard as a hit as it was, he was a trooper. He shrugged it off and put his helmet back on and was right back playing. So fortunately, there was no actual injury. But
Absolutely.
yeah, this is a hard-nosed football team last year, and I expect it to be this season.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be hard nosed. Like I said, we have a new coach, and I'm sure he's going to bring a different scheme. He might have some of the same elements from last year. I believe some of the coaches from the previous coaching staff are still around, and so they'll probably have some of the same defensive elements, and that's going to help Matthew continue to flourish, and not only him, the rest of his teammates on the field. So it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for the guys. Now, of course, this year we went to the we went to the D1 championship. We lost to Granada Hills, who were a very good team. Some thought that they were one-dimensional, having Dejan Stanley as their running back, but not really having their QB throw a pass. But that guy was the truth, and our defense could not get our hands and really stop him like we needed to. But I mean, the point is, we went to the D1 championship. Matthew was a part of that, and he's going to take all of that experience with him, through the practice sessions, through the summer practices, through the mandatory practices, and then once play begins, the season begins, he's going to have those experiences, and he's going to use those experiences to help him and his teammates do well on the football field. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen this fall.
No, I'm really excited about it. I think that, James, you and I have gone through it for a number of years, and we thought, how are we going to surpass what was accomplished in the 2021 season to go undefeated in the regular season?
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, this team, this 2022 team, battles adversity, has some losses, but they battle back and make it to the city championship D1 level and play a really tough game in the championship. So it's just they always uh, amaze and impress you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's, nothing but moving up, right? I mean, like you said, we went 10-0 in league. Had a couple of playoff games, and we lost to San Pedro in the quarterfinals or semifinals. And then last year, of course, we went to the D1 championship, lost to Granada Hills. And so who knows what's going to happen? The boys will continue to gel. They'll get together and do what they need to do. The coaches will put them in the right situations for them to win. So, again, I just can't say it enough. I love football, and I can't wait for another season. Now, I think, in the green room before we got started, I know you said that you're going to kind of hang out again and, help the boys. Now, in the same way that my kids are done, I have no more I have no more boys. I do have a nephew, and so shout out to Henry Solomon. I do have a nephew on the team, and so I'll be on the field doing what I normally do. But after this season, Mark, man, I know it's going to be hard for you to kind of leave the sidelines, man. What are you going to do? Since Nathan, he's going to graduate this year. Next year is going to be Matthew's final year, man. Are you going to have Pally football withdrawals once the following season, football season, takes place?
Well, I'm sure I am. I mean, I'm already cringing at the thought of it. So I just had so much fun being involved in every capacity up to this year, and then um, fortunately we had the opportunity. We have a special uh, agreement from Palisades Charter High School with USC orthopedic surgery department to provide sideline, you know, sports medicine care. So we always have a number of physicians, including myself, on the sideline to be available and there for the medical care. Mainly because, you know, fortunately there has not been major injuries, but it's there's a number every game there's a number of injuries, and sometimes they are serious, sometimes there's fractures, sometimes there's you know just really significant problems that need to be evaluated. And uh, and uh, so we established that relationship last season after we lost our main athletic trainer. So we actually forged that relationship. So I'm so excited to be part of that. So I have a feeling that I will continue to be involved, as I love the Friday night Pally football so much that I hope to continue being involved at that capacity.
Absolutely, that's what's up. But first, we got to get through this season. Both you and I, we got to get through the season, and we'll worry about the following season. But let's go ahead and we talked about football. We've been chopping it up about football. We talked a little bit um, about fatherhood, and I can definitely relate. Going back to your previous comment a few moments ago, when you're talking about the smaller son, trying to play in the footsteps of the older, bigger bigger brother. I know that all too well. And my youngest son, he did his thing, and so um, with Nathan, and I'm sure that Matthew is going to do his thing as well. And so he's going to have nothing but support from the boys on the field and from the coaching staff as well. So just can't wait to see what's going to happen. So like I said, we kind of talked about fatherhood. We talked a little bit about football. Now let's go ahead and kind of talk about fundraising, which is one of the reasons I invited you to come on. Now, you're part of the Pally Quarterback Club. Can you briefly explain what the Pally QB Club does for the football team?
Well, the Pally Quarterback Club is really the main fundraising uh, uh, group that really helps um, uh, the the football program here at Palisades Charter High School. I mean, even as a freshman parent, when I first started, you come in and you see this, beautiful high school campus, beautiful football field, stadium by the sea. It's really a great, daunting, you know, vision. And you think, wow, this is all here. It's just great. You just show up. What you don't realize is so much of this program is not funded by the school or the school district. Actually, the vast majority is not. And there's a reason that Palisades football has risen to the level that it is now. And you wouldn't get that. Not that having new jerseys makes you a winning football team, but it's really all of the extra stuff that goes in, all the equipment, all the blocking dummies, all the extra medical equipment, the different um, things that they can provide.
Oh, I think he just froze. He might have just froze. Let's see. Okay, there he is. Oh, he's calling back in. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, there you go.
Got
All right.
cut
So
off
yeah,
there.
you kind of froze a little bit for me.
So, so as I was saying, it's really the main fundraising entity
Yeah,
that really facilitates everything for a great football program.
absolutely, absolutely. Now I know, when I was, it seems so long ago when I was a part of the Pali QB Club. I mean, I was part of the organization for at least 7, 8 years. Maybe longer. I don't know, but I'm not a part of it now, man. Oh, sad face. But I know just with my dealings with um, okay, we have a little technical difficulties. Hold on, we'll bring it back in a second. Let's see. Um, so as we wait for Mark to come back, I know the springtime was one of the ways or one of the times in which Pally Football would just kind of organize and have their main fundraising event. And so we're going to have Mark once he comes back on, just kind of talk us through what's going on with the major fundraising event. I do see a couple of people here in the comments. I see Gabe. What's going on, Gabe? Thank you for stopping through. And of course, he hit me with the West Side. So I appreciate you, my man, hopping on and showing some love. Let me see if I can get Mark back in the room. He's in the guest green room right now, and let's see. Okay, I think we might have him there. Let's see. Okay, my man, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know, the internet system must be having a problem here. My
It's
apologies.
it's all good. It's all good. So as I was saying, man, no, I was just when I was in the Pally QB Club, I know the springtime is the probably the most important part of the football season for us for the Pally QB Club, only because we kind of focus in on making sure the kids have what they need. And as you said before you cut out, the school does provide some funding. However, the most of the funds that are provided for our football team is through fundraising, and so we have several events that go on. The spring one is the most important. So just kind of tell us what the fundraising event that's happening right now that the boys are being asked to participate in.
Well, our main fundraising event is called a Snap Raise uh, program, and that's where all of the players enter their information into an app called Snap Raise, and what they do is they enter a number of emails of friends, family, relatives, grandma, grandpa, uh, uncles, aunts, uh, you know, maybe business associates,
Sure.
your family doctor, anyone that's close to the family and the football player, because what we're asking is that out of that group, um, we'd like to help each player collect, ideally approximately $300 per football player to
Okay.
help support the program. Now, it's not a it's there's no unlike a lot of sports, whether it's just Pali or sports across the entire Los Angeles area. What we do not do is just say to every parent and player that you owe a certain amount of money. We,
Right.
we are not exclusionary. We do not do that. So, what we do is we ask every player and family to try their best to reach out to family and friends and and you know help each player to get contributions for whatever they can help with. And it's not even so much an absolute monetary ask. It's really we just ask for 100% participation. Even if a player can have $5, $10 contributed in their uh, name in their Snap Raise account, that's what we consider a success, because it's really the engagement, involvement to get the understanding of all the friends and family, coworkers, everyone to know all the effort that goes into it, so that we can build this and keep building this successful Pally football family.
Absolutely. So um, as you were kind of discussing, what Snap Raise is all about. Basically, I was over here trying to log in to my last year's Snap Raise account just so I could give the folks who are watching or who will watch just a glimpse of what Snap Raise is all about. So I was unable to do that. However, I can pull up just the generic page for Snap Raise, just so folks can get a chance to see what we're talking about. So let me um, do that real quick. Okay. Okay, here we go. And so right now the boys have been asked to turn in, if I understand you correctly, the boys have already been asked to turn in some emails so that family members and friends and uh, businesses can actually, receive just a request for them to participate in the fundraising opportunity. Correct?
That is correct. So, one of our um, tech savvy and AV proficient parents put together an excellent video intro to our program. He did the same last year, and it really is an introduction and invitation for all the friends and family to contribute and help understand a little bit of what goes into Pally football.
Absolutely. So I was able to just find the generic snap raise video. And so basically, what's going to happen if you're watching, if you're a parent, if you're a supporter of Pally Football, and if you have included a name of your aunt, uncle, grandmother, grandparent, whoever the case might be, teacher, business owner, they're going to receive an invite to participate in the Snap Raise fundraiser. And so basically, just to sum it all up, just like when my kids were playing, $300 for folks to raise is not a lot of money. In fact, it's probably the least amount of dollars that our sports team is asking, right? And so um, a lot of people, or I'm sorry, a lot of sports, they might have their players, participate in snap raise, which is it's widely used. However, they're asking their players to donate like $400 and $500 and $600. So like maybe not football, but baseball or basketball, or lacrosse or something else like that. So our football team, we're asking the least amount of all of these teams and organizations on or at Pally, and so it's a wonderful thing. Um, let's see. I did get a comment, and it relates to Snap Race. So let's go here over here to the comments real quick. And then I believe we had, as you talked about, a parent put together a video just promoting snap raise, and you get to see the boys in action, kind of talking about, um, you know, why snap raise is necessary for our Pali football community. So let me go over here and to the comments, and let me just add this one right here. This is from Evan. Evan says, "Hello, new to the team this year. What about new players? Not at school yet. How can they get on snap raise?" Great question, Evan. And so, what usually happens, especially for the kids who are matriculating in from Paul Revere, what's going to happen if they want to play football, then they'll have an opportunity once they actually join the team, through the summer. And so, there's going to be a separate, smaller campaign for those players who are new to Pali football. So, if your son, again, if he's an eighth grader over at Paul Revere or some other middle school, then, just wait. Just wait right now. We're not asking you to donate, but, we're talking about players who are returning, who are already a part of the program. You're going to get, you're going to have an opportunity to donate and give to the football program. So just hold on to your coins. But, if you want to, there's always a chance for you to go over to palifootball.org, and there is a donate tab if you just want to donate. But again, if you're having your son participate on the football team as a JV player, or maybe he's skilled, maybe he can come out right out and join the varsity team, you'll have an opportunity a little bit later. So just hold on, and you'll have a chance to donate some funds. Okay, so yeah, we were talking about Mark. We were talking about just the video that one of our parents put together. And again, this program really runs well with parent assistance. We can't do a lot of the things that we're doing if we don't have the support of our parents. And so that's one thing that Pali prides itself on, is fundraising. And then also during the season, there's opportunities for parents to work at concessions, grill some hot dogs or hamburgers or whatever the case might be. Help bring Gatorade to the 7-on-7 tournaments, bring some snacks and things of that nature. So our football team really depends heavily on the parents. And so this particular parent Wade, put together a wonderful video of our boys, and we're going to show it right now. Now, Mark, have you seen the video?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh man, so this is an exclusive for Mark. I've seen it, I've seen it once, and I've showed it last week in my demo. So let's go ahead and you don't want to hear about me talking enough about me. Let me find a video, and we're just going to play it. And where is it? It is right here. All right, here we go.
Go. Welcome to the 2023 Pali High Football fundraising page. We are all working hard this offseason, but we need your help.
Last year we went to the CIF Championship, first time in over 40 years, and we're hungry to do it again, but we need your help.
This is the biggest fundraiser of the year, and we need all your support.
Pali High provides less than 10% of the football program's operating budget. As student athletes, we need to raise funds in order to have a safe and successful program.
Your donations help pay for essential items like our helmets, our uniforms, team meals, medical supplies for our trainers, and more.
Your support is instrumental in making all of this possible, so please click the link below to donate. Every dollar counts.
All donations are tax deductible, and you will get a receipt.
After you donate, or even if you can't donate, please share our page with family and friends.
Thanks, Matthew. I'm Don Smith, the new head coach of the Palisades Dolphins. I'm thrilled to be here and can't wait to take this program to the next level. But we can't do it without your help. So please, every dollar counts. Help us go all the way this season. Let's go, D.
Thank you in advance. Come to the stadium by the sea this season and see your donations and all of us hard at work.
Thank you for your support. We couldn't do this without you. Matthew, break us down.
Pali on 3, family on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Hey!
4, 5, 6.
Hey!
There we go. What'd you think, man?
That was impressive. That was very impressive.
Hey,
I
man.
really like the head coach being so excited about it. That's really we need that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Wade, man. Let me see. Let me make sure I give him some proper accolades, man. Just a wonderful, video. I think this is his second year um, producing the video, and so shout out to Wade Allen. Shout out to Wade Allen. And if I was a betting man, I believe that is Cash Allen's dad. So so it was real cool. And so yeah, we'll post this. And so basically, what's going to happen? This video will be part of the um, Snap Raise email that will go out. And so you got a chance to see it here first. And shout out to Wade, and shout out to all the Pali football players for being a part, and even coach for being a part of the video, and asking for your help and to make our football team a success that it normally is. I have background knowledge in terms of our operating budget. I'm not going to necessarily give those details, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that goes on in behind the scenes with our football team. We provide meals to both JV and varsity, especially on game day meals. There's events like the um, Family Fiesta, Friday Night Lights event that we're going to have, and just a ton of things that we do that involve the football team. And so your donation is definitely requested. And we have some comments over here. Frida says, I love this. We'll get this information to the alumni. Thank you, Frida. We appreciate it. What if you're still here, let us know what class you're what class did you graduate from Pali? And then Summerlee Spoonermore, that last name sounds familiar. She says that's really impressive. And then matter of fact, I think you saw your son. He passed off actually to coach. He was like, hey, coach was like, thanks, Matthew. Was that your son?
That was him.
Absolutely. That was your son. That was Matthew Spoon. We call him we just call him Spoon. Nathan was the older Spoon. And so, Nathan's graduating. He's a senior this year. And, Matthew Spoon is, we just call him Spoon for short. So, wonderful guy, and looking forward for good things from our football team. Frida says she's from the class of 1979. Absolutely. If you want to, pass this information, and hopefully I'll get the official Snap Raise link, and you can make a donation that way. Or if you go, let me see if I can pull it up real quick over here on my channel, on my browser, and then you don't have to wait to Snap Raise. You can just send this link out, and as soon as I pull it up, palifootball.org. Let's see. There it is. Okay. So I think I can share this to Mark. Let me see. Hopefully it'll include both you and I on the screen. I think we did this earlier. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So Frida, here is the website, palifootball.org. And if I just scroll up just a little bit over here, let's see. There is a place right here at the bottom where it says donate. Donate. You can donate. Anybody can donate at any time, 24 hours, 24/7. It's available. So palifootball.org, and you just simply click donate, and let's see what happens when you click it. So there you go. There's some previous Pali football players from a couple of years ago. And again, kind of talks a little bit about what Mark said about, using funds to, help our football team. So there you go. All right. Hey, Mark, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for hopping on, man. Any other closing words that you like to say tonight before we finish out the show tonight?
Well, I think the only thing I'd like to do is thank you. You're just instrumental in our team exposure, social media. A lot of parents and family members and fans depend on you to stay connected, and especially during the games. So, really, a great thank you. It's really great to have you part of the program and
Hey
doing these
man,
things.
hey man. Like I said, you already know my why, so I appreciate the comment, man. And you know what? I'm kind of excited too, man. I haven't really revealed this to anyone, so here's another exclusive. With you, this year, I probably will not be going live on Facebook. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm going live on YouTube.
Oh,
So YouTube has lowered some of its guidelines or updated some of its guidelines so that you can actually go live using my cellular device. And so this season, if you love Pali Football, I'll be going live from the YouTube page this week in Pali Football, which we're live streaming on every Friday during the season. And so no longer will we no longer will we be exclusively on Facebook, but we will be exclusively on YouTube. And so that's probably a greater reach because not everyone has access to Facebook. And so we'll be able to, reach so many more people, family and friends of the players, and, maybe some potential coaches as well. So we'll see. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited about
that's
that
awesome.
opportunity to go live on Facebook. And so we'll have information as it gets closer to the season. We'll put that out for everyone. Okay. Well, Mark, again, thanks for being a guest, man. I'm gonna go ahead and just hang out with me real quick in the green room. I'm gonna close up the show, and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks again for being a guest. I appreciate you. All right, guys. So that is my friend, Mr. Mark Spoonamore, Mark with the K. And we appreciate you, those of you who are watching the live or who will watch the replay. And if you're actually watching the replay, do me a favor and just put in hashtag replay squad with any comment that you might have as it relates to the information that we shared on this particular video. And so as we close up, just a couple of things. First of all, you can actually follow us on TikTok. We haven't had any videos, but you can follow us This Week in Pali Football on TikTok. And I know there's a big discussion about whether it's going to be banned in a couple of states, but we'll see. But for right now, that's where you can find us with some content. So go over there and like us or follow us. And then you can also subscribe to us over at This Week in Pali Football on YouTube. Give us a like, follow, and leave a comment if you will. Definitely subscribe to that particular channel. And then we're also on Instagram. And so we'll be sharing a lot of information on Instagram coming up. And so, that'll be very, very cool. Other than that, I appreciate everyone for watching our show tonight. We'll come back next week. We'll have a special guest. I believe Coach Smith will join us. We're going to talk about, just what's to come with Pali Football. And, he's the new guy. He's the new sheriff in town. And so we're just going to have an opportunity to kind of talk to him, get his philosophy and what he plans to do or how he plans to get our boys back to the championship just like they did this past season. All right. So again, thanks for watching. This is Mr. Riley signing out from the West Coast, the best coast. We're coming from the West Side. Thank you. And we'll see you next week. Take care. Thanks for watching. Peace.